You're ready.
Okay, all right. Calling the meeting to order. Adequate notice having been provided by the posting of notices with the Township Clerk, South Jersey Times, and all board members having been notified. Regular meetings being held virtually. And as governed by our board policy 167, I'm waiving the rule to have more than one public session. We'll just have the one session dedicated strictly to agenda items. Roll call.
Mr. Donnelly?
Here.
Mrs. Kegler?
Here.
Mr. Bowen? Mr. Bowen? Mr. DeForest?
Here.
Mrs. Hill?
Here.
Mrs. Lombardo?
Here.
Mrs. Mason?
Here.
Mrs. Reed?
Here.
Mr. Russell?
John said he's going to be traveling, so he'll be calling in.
Yeah, Brian just joined again, Sarah.
I'm sorry, I'm here. I got kicked off. I apologize. I'm here.
No worries, thank you.
Okay. So we'll move on to the agenda items. Is there any, there are no presentations, any correspondence of recognition, Pat?
There is one recognition that we're going to be holding to the end in new business.
Okay. Anything on the administrative report? There's no drill, so there's nothing.
No drills. The enrollment is as cited on the agenda, and we are pleased to say there were no suspensions this month.
and no HIP incidents?
No HIB incidents, but I will tell you that, remote learning continues every day with the majority of students, good number of students every day. With all staff working, all teachers working every day. So I just want to negate the concept because schools are closed, we're closed. The school building is closed, but learning and teaching and learning is going on in the district.
Okay. On the finance reports, there's a notation on the bill list to allow the Sarah to pay the bills with finance committee approval later this month. And the finance reports, we're going to hold April and May until the June meeting. So we won't be discussing those tonight. Pat, you want anything on the agenda that you want to talk about real quick?
Yeah, I would just draw your attention. I think there is nothing that needs more explanation. The only thing I would draw your attention to is A14. Sarah, if you can slide down to that. It was on the agenda over the weekend, but that was a blank, and because we were still in the interview process. I'm pleased to say that Erica Kling, a recent graduate of Bowen, has successfully created a video, a 5-minute video of teaching pre-K students. It was very successful on Monday. And then Mrs. Green and I had a post conversation with her, and we are extremely excited for me to recommend her to be employed as a full-time PE teacher at Center Square School. And that is in replacement of Bonnie DeFries, who is retiring. And then the only other thing I would draw your attention to is I am asking you to give me the authority to hire for any teaching position that might occur between the May board meeting and the June board meeting. The reason I put that on the agenda is because we know what happened with Diane Warren. She retired unexpectedly as of last Thursday. We are able to approve that tonight. My worry is if something occurs between this board meeting and next board meeting, then I'd have to hold off and not, if I don't have the authority to hire, we might lose a good candidate if that happens to another school system. So I'm asking you to do that. And then the only other thing that I would draw your attention to is 18. You approved Tracy Cruz to be the long-term replacement for the middle school teacher, Mrs. Farrow, who is on a leave assignment to a college. Tracy Cruz filled her position and is presently filling her position from January to the end of this year very successfully. So we are wanting her to continue. So she will be continuing from September 1 to when Mrs. Farrow returns. Mrs. Cruz is a former classroom aide. She's pulling away from that position. She's been a long-term replacement teacher. She will continue, but that's why motion 18 and 19 are on the agenda. And that's it.
Okay. Thank you, Pat.
You're welcome.
Any board discussion on any of the items that are on the agenda? Okay. Hearing none, then we need a motion to accept the minutes as listed for the work session and the regular session of April 29th. All of the agenda items and the notation under the bill list to allow the DA to pay bills in between the board meetings. We have a motion?
So moved.
Who was that?
Carolyn's one. I heard somebody else. I don't know who's the other.
Second is Kelly.
All right, so we have a motion and a second and a roll call.
Mr. Donnelly.
Yes. Go slow, Sarah. It's only 7:09.
Mrs. Kegler.
Yes.
Mr. Bowen.
Yes.
Mr. DeForest.
Yes.
Mrs. Hill.
Yes.
Mrs. Lombardo.
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes.
Mrs. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Russell.
John is trying to connect, but he didn't have the PIN number, so.
Okay.
Okay. Under Gloucester County School Boards, there's a virtual meeting on Monday, the 18th at 7 o'clock. Everybody should have gotten an email on that. If you want to register, you can register yourself to do that. Carolyn, anything on school board? And that's the New Jersey school boards.
No, that's really what I would have mentioned as well, the meeting on the 18th, and I'll be attending that. But to Kim's point, there really are 2 county positions open. I did mention it to John to see if he was interested. And anybody else, there's another position open. If you're interested, when you go on our email account, you'll find information about it, or just let me know and I'll put it in for you.
Okay. Thanks, Carolyn.
I just wanted to note that John joined us at 7:11. John, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. I'm here. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome, John. Okay, go back. I'm sorry, Frank. I just wanted to make
All
sure
right.
everybody John joined us.
Kristen, anything on home school?
I didn't hear anything from Katie, but I know that they did put together, never mind, it was administrators who put together the video for Teachers Appreciation. I'm sorry, that was my thing I was going to say, but I think the administrators did it.
Okay. Thanks, Kristen.
I didn't hear from Katie, I'm sorry.
All right, Kingsway, we're supposed to have a meeting tomorrow night, but I haven't seen an agenda or I haven't gotten a notification, so I don't know what's going on at this point. Last, we had the budget was approved for Kingsway, and they're hiring 17 and a half new teachers for the current year. And I think 9 of them are going to be high school level teachers, so be prepared.
That means we're going to be billed for that, right?
Yes, probably, yes, correct. And they're expecting about another $7 million over the course of the rest of this new financing issue. So that doesn't bode well for Logan Township either. All right, new business.
Yes, I would like to publicly recognize Frank Donnelly as completing all the requirements for to be a certified board leader.
Congratulations.
Yay!
Yay!
Congrats.
Bravo.
Now I have 3 initials after my name: certified board member, master board member, and certified board leader. Woo!
Woo!
Can I just say,
Thank you very
Can I
much,
just say-
all of you.
hey, great job.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
amazing.
He is
Nice
amazing.
job.
He is amazing.
All right, any old business?
Yeah, I have old business. I just wanted to thank all of the board members for contributing their comment for. I think our video turned out better than I expected, and that was thanks to Rob Lavelle and Mary for helping. But the teachers were, and the aides were so appreciative that we put that out to them. I got extremely excellent comments. People were very moved, and basically, the educators who responded, a good number of them said they were happier than ever to be at Logan because they feel appreciated. So just wanted to thank the board members for contributing to that video. Thank you.
You're welcome. I would just add, if you haven't had an opportunity yet to go to the board website and go to the bottom of the page, there's a little 1 minute and 30-second musical from the musical that the kids were going to perform from The Sound of Music, and it's really fantastic the way they did it. So they deserve a lot of credit for that. So if you have an opportunity to do that.
And to follow up on that, Frank, I was fortunate enough to sit in for an hour of a Google Meet last Friday with Jeff Ream, the director of the play, Kathy McEvoy, and Amanda Riley, about 12 to 15 people students who are participating in Sound of Music. And their goal is to work on something remote, which they've been working on, but they were hoping they could do it in a live performance. I think they were hoping that they would be able to perform something similar. I kind of nixed that idea, and they were a little disappointed that might not happen, but they are working on something real, and I think we might see a performance of some type. So I just wanted to let everybody know that.
All right. 7:15, we need a motion to adjourn.
Now, 1 second. Finance Committee next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Just wanted to remind everybody. Okay, now go ahead.
And no motion to adjourn.
So moved, Kelly Mason.
And a second.
Second is Kimberly Reed.
And all those in favor?
Bye.
I vote for everybody. And we're out of here. 7:15, I win.
Yes, you do.
Well done.
Good night, everyone.